Hello and welcome back for the next part of the tutorial. We've finished rigging our head, so now we're going to go on to the body. In this tutorial we're going to do the biped version. So let's just move these heads out of the way and hide all to bring back our body. Now I've already done the UVW mapping for my body because I would do a tutorial, but it's pretty much exactly the same as we did for the head. It's just maybe different lengths, but it shouldn't be that difficult. It's just match it up like you did for the head. So before we add the biped, we're going to need to add some lines into each of these arms. Make sure if you've added the UVW map in that to make sure you convert it to an editable poly before you do any of this, because it will just reset the image on it and it won't map it. So in the selection tab, go to the edges and select the these 4 lines, and in the edit edges, go to connects little button. There's a little box beside it. Click the box and make sure F4 is on so you can see the etched faces, and change the segments to free, and then change the pinch to -55, and you should get, and then press OK or the tick button, and you should now get 4 lines. And then what you want to do is you want to, from the side view, select the 6 lines from the side, and then you want to click the connect button again, the little box again, and if it hasn't reset to default, change the segments back to 1, change the pinch back to 0, and then press OK. After you've done that, go to the vertex and select the 6 dots in the middle, and then in the edit vertices, go to the little box beside the weld button and increase the weld threshold until they've turned into a little X. And when they've done that, press OK. So we've now got that, and you need to do that for each of the arms and legs. So again, connect 3 segments, -55, side view, for there, connect again, segments 1, pinch to 0, then to selection vertexes, select the 6 in the middle, and then weld it. So yeah. Don't forget to do it for the legs as well. So after we've done that, it's probably a good idea to add a few vertices in the chest area as well. So select the chest, edges, and then the 4 lines that go up, connect, and choose a certain amount of segments you want. This is just so that when we add the biped, if you wanted to add 2 extra, spine bones or something, it will be able to bend the back. So after we've done that, I think we're ready to also to mention, we should definitely we need to change the hands and the arms, so that in the biped version we're going to use the preset hands for the biped version, and in the bone version we're going to use hands with bones in them so they bend. So you could always mix them to both the 2 tutorials together a bit if you want, but I thought I'd do it for this. So you're probably going to want to select the edge of the bottom, one of the edges, and one of the tools you should probably get used to in the selection tab is the loop button. Okay, that didn't work. Okay, that's weird. Ignore what I just said. I guess, yeah. The loop tool would normally go around, but it didn't. So yeah, select the 4 at the bottom, and we're gonna move them up so that we have room for the hands. So just move it up to what you want. You may want to change the UV map afterwards if it looks a bit stretched or squished a bit. But yeah, so I'm gonna move mine about up here. Same for the other one. So now we've done that. This, if you don't want to add hands, then you could do just don't put the edges up like I've done if you want to have no hands, but you should get there. Right, so now we're going to add the biped. So under create, go to the systems tab, which is I think it's 2 gears picture icon, and in the object type in standard there should be biped, and then I'm going to do mine in front view. Just drag it, and yeah, and you could biped. Now, it's probably best to, you don't have to do this, but you might want to change the body type to classic. It's more blocky and it makes more sense. Although you're not going to see the biped. So if you add, so yeah, and then go to the motions tab, and enable figure mode under the biped tab. Now you've got to make sure you go into figure mode before you start moving the thing around for the Minecraft character, because if you don't, it will yeah, it won't work. Because if you could then go into figure mode afterwards, it will reset it back to Yeah. So make sure you're in figure mode. Now first we need to go down to structure. So expand that. And we're going to use our own hands, preset ones. So let's see. You can't get rid of the hands, but you can use them to hold the preset ones. And you're going to probably want to lower the amount of toes. You can't go lower than 1 for some reason. So yeah. Now, for the next bit, make sure that the BIP 001 is going to be the thing that moves your biped around. So you want to make sure that's centered to around the fire. So it's going to be about here. Make sure it's centered. Now, before you just go off and change it to look like it, just do half of the side, right? Because we can copy over the posture to the other side, which will save a lot of time for some. So you might want to change some of the structure if you want. Where's the spine links? I'm gonna put that down to 2. So yeah. So when you've got that into the BIP 001, make sure that is the main thing you must get right straight away, because that'd be very important. And then you can make everything around it work. So when you've done that, probably a good idea to go into local for all this, and then just you know, make sure it's centered from the side as well. So, yeah. And then, you know, use the scales, make sure that's in local view as well. You know, rotation also in local view. And just, you know, shape it into your Minecraft character. You know, try and make the legs centered. Make the spine bigger. You can move the clavicle. So, you know, that's not on a hinge, luckily. The arm is though. You can't move parts of this off. This is one of the limits of the biped. You can't move this without it being connected to other things. That's one bad thing if you want to use it for anything other than human. So, you know, get this into where you think it should be. Might want to straighten the arm just in case. And then just line it up. So, it should be about there. And, yeah. I want to go into left view if you want. So, move these out of the way. Oops. It's kind of hard to see inside. And make it straight. You may want to, you know, scale the muscles so they're closer to the object. So, yeah. You don't have to do this, it can be just faith in if you want it to be. So yeah, just pretty simple to just line it up and all. Show you scale these to be just where it needs to bend. The foot, make sure it's the foot right at the very bottom. Shame you can't get rid of the foot. Yeah. Also remember, if you're gonna expand the spines in the middle, it's gonna move everything around it. It's gonna move the clavicle. So just line that back up. For the head, don't have to use it, but it's a good idea to if you're going to use any preset animations done. So yeah, there. So when you think you're done with half of the side, right? So don't try to do the other side, right? Because this will help save time. You think you've got everything right, you know, and it looks just like what you want it to look like. Then what you need to do, okay. You need to select. Let's see. Just beside the bind to space warp button, up in the top left hand corner, there's a little drop down box that probably is at all at the moment. Change that to bone, so that it only selects the bones, and then select your full arm, the clavicle, and your feet and your legs and all that. Make sure don't select the chest or anything, just the things you want to copy over to the other side. And when you've got that, under the motions tab, expand the copy/paste box, and there should be a little yellow star, create collection. Click that, and then under this blue button, copy posture, there's a click that, and then what you want to do is you want to paste posture to opposites. That's the third button over, and if you press that, hurrah! It's done the entire thing on the other side precisely. So you've saved your time, saved you a lot of time there if you needed that time. So yeah, should be about right. Yeah. Now after you've done that, you're gonna want to, we'll start with this arm. So, oh, yeah, after you're done with making it opposite, go back to all with that the selection filter, and then select your arm again, and then under the modifier list, look for physique, and add that, and you're going to want to attach to node. It's under physique, attach to node, and select the BIP001 and initialize. Right, and then you get all these orange lines all around it. Now, what you need to do, you could use envelopes, but it's much easier to, for this at least, it's much easier just to use the vertex. So expand the box under physique, which is underneath the modifier list, and go to vertex. And this will be a bit confusing, but it now has all the vertexes on that image, on that object. So for the top half, we're going to select these ones. So let's let's see. It may have already technically done it for you with the envelopes, but sometimes if it's blue, it means that there is nothing connected to that. So if you were to move the biped, that blue bit would stay where it was, and that can be horrible if you got a very confusing high poly model. Take a while. So with the select tool, you want to select the vertices you want on that top part of the arm. So that's what I'm going to do. And you want to go down to assign to link, and then select the line that goes over that that part of the body, and it will glow red. Also, you may want to check, if you want to check, you want to go select by link, and that will show you what is connected to that line. So if we go and look at this, you may want to, they may look like they're all connected to the correct line, but sometimes it might not. So with those selected, assign to link. And that should be it for that. Pretty good. So if I was to bend it now with the rotation tool, it should work. And as you see, it doesn't. And that is probably because another line has nabbed it as well. So as you can see, it's fighting over which line it should listen to, and it's losing. So reset that. And go back onto object, go back down to vertex, and go through each one of these lines by select by link and see if any of the ones that shouldn't be. Another thing you can do is just select all the ones you know aren't going to be connected, and what you can do is select all the vertexes, right? Now, select all vertexes, and with the remove from link tool, right, select all the lines that you know are not going to be connected to it, and then do that. And now they should be only connected to the ones that you wanted it to be connected to. If they're bright red, that means they're only connected to one thing. If they're dark red, they're connected to more than one thing. The only ones you should be seeing, if you've done it just like me, are the very middle ones where the arm folds. Those ones should be the only ones that should be connected to two things. That's the two lines, the upper and bottom arm. So if we check it now, it should work. Yeah, it's connecting. Yeah. Select the yeah. Now you could get creative with the bending because as you can see, it's quite low poly on the back, and if you want, I didn't do it, but you can. With the connect tool, add some more lines at the back so it's a bit more smoother if you want it to be. Because, if you're going to use it like a normal one, unless you're going to have his arm break or something, it should never go in the opposite direction, and it can't with the biped because it's for humans. So yeah. So you may want to change that. So yeah, it's a nice movement. I'm going to reset back that. And then pretty much you gotta do that for all the parts. So I won't show you for the arms. I'll just show you for the legs and the chest now. So I will do the leg. It'll be exactly the same as we did for the arm, but it's the leg instead. So modify list, physique, attach to node, BIP001, initialize. Select those, see what they're connected to. And what I'm gonna do, just quickly move them from that, just to make it easier. You may want to go to front view by pressing F, makes it a bit easier. Select these, assign to link, this one, select again, assign to link, and we should be done for that, hopefully. So if I was to move this, it should work. It does. It's good. And you can mess around with with where it's connected to. You may want to. You don't have to, but you may want to see if we can connect these two vertices and assign them to this and see if there's any difference. You can mess around with this and see what works best for you. Won't really see much of a difference, but do the same for the back and see what that looks like. It's all about what you think would work best for yours. I personally now use the bone model version, bone version. It's not as it's more basic for the bone one. But with this one, if you really wanted to, you could add bit files that have already been made. You can find online and try them out on this. You could find a way a file, a bit file, or BVH, I think, file, and you can connect them, and you can make them dance. So yeah. So now for the chest, same as always. Physique, BIP001, initialize, and from the front view, getting a vertex. Figure what I'll do, and I'm going to select all the vertex and remove them from all, and then just do it from there. So, these I will assign to the top. Oh. These I shall assign to the top line here, and these assign to the bottom one, and hopefully, if everything's going right, it should bend. Yes, it only bends. Okay, monkey. You're probably going to want to select the head, the select and link tool, which is in the top left hand corner, right underneath the green icon. You may not be able to see it with Camtasia zooming in stupidly. So just like that, and drag it onto the Biped. We're not going to use any of the physique on it because it's a waste of time. So now we can bend the yeah. So, yeah. And before we go, what I'll do quickly is you're probably going to want to on the biped, right click on one of the pieces and select similar. Right, press that. You'll select the whole biped, right? And what you're going to probably want to do is right click again and go to object properties, and under rendering controls, turn it off so that you won't see the biped in the scene. See there. So yeah, I think we'll stop it for that tutorial. The next tutorial we'll do the bone version. It's more simple. It's not an entire rig. It's more just the arms will be able to bend, the legs will be able to bend. More simple. So yeah, if you like this video, like it, share it maybe, subscribe. If you hated it, unlike it. If you have a question, just ask in the comments and I'll see if I can help. And thank you for watching.